Welcome back. This is Pharma Careers, clear role breakdowns, practical skills, and step-by-step career roadmaps.
So, you've just graduated with your D.Pharma degree. Huge congratulations. But now you're probably looking at it and thinking, okay, what's the right first move? Well, you've come to the right place. In this explainer, we're going to break down one of the most crucial decisions you'll make for your entire career in pharma. Let's get right into it.
All right, let's start with some real talk. This quote, it really hits the nail on the head. That degree is your entry ticket. It absolutely gets you in the door, but it is not the finish line. The key to building a fantastic career and frankly a great salary is all about what you do next. It's about the foundation you build on top of that degree. That's what's going to shape your whole future.
So what is the market actually looking for? What does a hiring manager really want to see? It comes down to this simple formula right here. It's not just the diploma. It's about finding the right job fit for you, having tangible proof you can do the work, and being able to communicate that value. We're going to dig into how you can absolutely master all three of these. Okay, so if you're someone who's strong with scientific reading and writing, and I mean you genuinely enjoy it, then you're standing at a major fork in the road right now. And for your skill set, two of the biggest, fastest-growing paths you can take are pharmacovigilance, or PV, and medical information, or MI. So let's put them head to head.
First up, let's talk about pharmacovigilance, PV for short. The easiest way to think about this role, you are the guardian of patient safety after a drug hits the market. It's this super critical, almost detective-like job where your entire focus is on monitoring, investigating, and ultimately preventing any potential problems with medicines out in the real world.
Now, on the other side of that fork, you've got medical information, or MI. So if PV is the guardian, MI is more like the central communications hub for all the science behind the drug. You become the go-to expert, the person who provides clear, balanced, evidence-based answers to doctors, pharmacists, and sometimes even patients. You're really the bridge to the entire medical community.
And this slide really just crystallizes the whole difference, doesn't it? Look at PV's mission, monitoring safety. It's investigative, it's highly structured, and you're reacting to data as it comes in. Now look at MI, communicating science. It's educational, it's responsive to questions, and your key skill is taking complicated science and synthesizing it into a clear, simple answer. Totally different focuses.
So we've talked about the high-level mission for each one, but what does that actually mean for your day-to-day? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the daily grind. What are you actually going to be doing in an entry-level job in these fields? And wow, this table just lays it all out. In an entry-level PV role, your core task is processing adverse event cases. You'll be doing a lot of structured medical writing to create these regulatory reports, so your day has a very methodical, process-driven rhythm. In MI, your day is shaped by whatever questions come in. You're crafting response letters, building out FAQs. It's much more dynamic and very much inquiry-driven.
This brings us to something that's just as important as your skills, your mindset. You really have to ask yourself, what kind of person am I? Do you thrive on structure, on following regulations, and on being incredibly detail-oriented? If so, that is the heart and soul of PV. Or are you more naturally inquisitive? Do you love the challenge of taking a complex question and synthesizing a perfectly clear, balanced answer for someone? That is the MI mindset. Figuring out which one is you is half the battle.
All right, let's zoom out for a second. Because your first job, as important as it is not your final job. It's the launch pad. It's the start of a journey that pretty much every successful person in this industry takes. And that's the journey from execution to influence.
See, when you start out, you're in the execution phase. You're learning the ropes, mastering the core tasks with absolute precision, whether that's processing cases or answering queries. But where the real career growth happens, where the salary really starts to jump, is when you move into the influence phase. That's when you take all that deep expertise and you start shaping strategy and guiding big decisions.
And what's so great is that both of these roles have a super clear path to that influence stage. In PV, you might start out in case processing, but you can grow into signal management, where you're the one spotting safety trends and shaping the strategy. In MI, answering queries is the foundation that can lead to you helping define the entire medical strategy for a drug. Both are incredibly powerful career paths.
Okay, so you've thought about it, you've picked a path that feels right. Now for the big question. How do you actually land that first job? How do you show them that you're an industry-ready candidate and not just another person with a degree? Well, it all comes down to building proof.
Look, everyone applying has the D.Pharma. That's a given. What a hiring manager really wants to see is what you can produce. So instead of just saying on your resume that you have good writing skills, actually write a sample PV case narrative. Instead of just saying you understand science, create a one-page summary of a complex clinical paper. These are what we call proof assets. They are tangible examples of your work, and they are so much more powerful than a bullet point on a resume.
And here is a golden nugget of advice for when you get to the interview. You have to remember, the pharma industry hates overconfidence. It is built on safety, on process, on being careful. So when you get a tough question and you don't know the answer, do not guess. The best thing you can do is show them your process. Saying something like this, explaining how you would find the answer, is exactly what they want to hear. It shows you're safe and methodical.
So let's bring this all home. Your degree got you to the starting line, but that's it. The real race starts now. The big takeaway here isn't just to chase a job title. It's to really, honestly, choose the path, PV or MI, that fits your personality, your mindset. And then, the most important question is the one on this slide. What proof are you willing to build to go out there and claim your seat?
If this helped, like and subscribe. Watch the next video in Pharma Careers for the next role breakdown.